Okay, picture this. You're in the sun-drenched port of Saint-Tropez. There's a stunning, gleaming luxury yacht and a family that looks like they've stepped right out of a magazine, celebrating their success. But, as we're about to find out, what one person considers success is about to turn everyone else's world completely upside down.
I think a lot of us have been there, right? You have this passion, this thing you pour your heart into, and someone, maybe even someone close to you, just dismisses it, calls it a hobby. Well, for a woman named Camille, that word wasn't just an insult. It was the spark that lit an unbelievable fire.
So there they are, all gathered on the very exclusive Pier 9. They've got champagne, they're posing for photos in front of this gorgeous yacht, the Solstice Grace. They chartered it for a private cruise, and the guest list was, well, let's just say it was very selective, only for the successful ones in the family.
And that's when it happens. That single question from her own mother just cuts right through the perfect morning air. And you can hear the tone, right? It's not a warm welcome, it's an accusation. And just like that, the stage is set for a showdown that's been years in the making.
Oh, it gets so much worse. Camille isn't just uninvited. In her mother's eyes, she's an intruder. Without even a moment's hesitation, her mom waves down a security officer to report a trespasser on a private dock. She's treating her own daughter like a complete stranger who needs to be thrown out.
So this security officer walks up, all calm and professional. And in her mother's mind, this is it. Problem solved. This guy is going to escort her embarrassing daughter away, and they can get back to their party. You can just feel the tension ratchet up as everyone waits for Camille to be kicked out.
And then 3 little words completely shatter their reality. The security officer looks right past her mother, right at Camille, and clarifies the situation. She's not a trespasser. She's not even a guest. She is the owner.
Can't you just see it? Her brother, frozen mid-selfie, her cousin's champagne glass just hovering in the air. In that one stunning, silent moment, the entire power dynamic of this family just completely implodes, right there on the dock.
All right, we have to unpack this. How did this happen? How does the family outcast, the one not successful enough to be invited, end up owning the very yacht they rented to celebrate their success? Well, the answer goes back to that hobby they all laughed at. So the family had booked their little getaway through a super high-end charter service. But here's the kicker. In all their planning, they somehow missed the name of the parent company that runs the whole show, Solstice Voyages.
And Camille just lays it all out for them. See, she doesn't just own the boat. She owns the entire company they booked it through. The very company she started after they told her she was a fool, throwing her life away on a silly dream.
And that silly dream, that little hobby, it grew into a global company that's now worth an estimated $6 billion. Not too bad for wasting her degree, huh? That number just hangs in the air, forcing them to see the woman they thought they knew in a completely new light.
I mean, this is just the sweetest irony. Camille spells it out. Their negativity, their dismissal, it didn't stop her. It fueled her. They pushed her so far away that she built an empire so massive, they walked right into it and became her paying customers.
But this reveal isn't just about some epic I told you so moment. Oh no. The power has shifted, and it comes with some immediate, very real, and let's be honest, deeply humiliating consequences for the so-called successful ones.
It all kicks off with the money. See, the family had to pay a €200,000 non-refundable deposit for this cruise. Camille casually lets them know that their money will now be used to give her actual crew a very nice bonus for having to deal with all this family drama.
And then she lays out their new accommodations with brutal efficiency. The master suite her mother was so excited about? Yeah, that belongs to Camille now. As for the rest of them, they're being moved, reassigned to some guest cabins down by the engine room and, yep, to the humble crew quarters.
Her cousin Leia's shriek of pure disbelief just says it all. The absolute horror. They came here for luxury, for exclusivity, and now they're being told they're going to be bunking where the staff sleeps. You just can't make this stuff up.
Now, just when you think it can't possibly get any more intense, Camille reveals the masterstroke of her plan. See, she doesn't just control the yacht, she controls the entire story, and she's about to make her family the stars of the show. Suddenly, photographers appear, and this is no coincidence. It's a perfectly timed, pre-arranged press conference. Camille has turned their private family implosion into a public spectacle, and she is directing every single second of it.
At that exact same moment, news officially breaks about her company's huge new expansion plan. And what happens?
The stock price soars. So while her family is freaking out about sleeping in the crew quarters, the entire business world is buzzing about her incredible success. Talk about perfect timing.
And this is the checkmate. She looks at her stunned, horrified family and tells them to smile. She's trapped them. They can't scream, they can't run. In front of all these cameras, they have to play the part of the proud, loving family celebrating her success.
So here's the impossible choice she gives them. They can either suck it up, swallow their pride, stay on the yacht in their tiny new cabins and smile for the cameras, or they can storm off, lose $250,000, and try to explain this public relations nightmare to everyone they know. There's no way out.
And for the final touch, the real cherry on top, Camille suggests they change into something a little more fitting. Waiting for them in their new rooms isn't designer swimwear, it's Solstice Voyages branded crew uniforms. As she says with a cool little smile, it just seemed appropriate.
As her family is literally led below deck to put on their new uniforms, Camille delivers this final, devastating line. They wanted their exclusive cruise for the successful ones. They got it. They just never imagined they'd be on the side that's doing the serving.
Wow, Camille's victory is just total. She didn't just prove them wrong, she completely rewrote their reality. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? When the tables turn this hard, is it really the end of the story? Or is it just the beginning of a whole new, very complicated chapter?